I spent a week designing a high fashion clothing brand for Apple, and here's how it went. This is by far the biggest concept project I've created to date, so you're actually watching Zach JPG history. Now let me just get started before I get overwhelmed and cancel the whole thing, because that could happen. I got the idea to do this because I kept seeing thousands of people begging Apple to create a clothing line. Like so many comments, Reddit threads, please, we want shirts, we want high fashion, we want cunty heels, we want everything. I'm lying. I was honestly just laying on the opposite side of my bed last night trying to fall asleep at 3 a.m. and I had the brilliant idea to turn brands that you would never expect to have clothes into high fashion clothing brands. Like, why not? Like, I haven't seen that before, and if someone's already done this, shout out to you. First, we need some kind of direction before we start anything, so I want to use Pinterest. We can make sketches, just like brain dump kind of ideas that we have. I don't know why I'm saying we, but like this is a collaborative effort. Then we need to come up with a name and a logo, which I already have some ideas in mind, so stay tuned for that. Next, we're obviously going to design and then sketch out some of the actual fashion pieces that are going to be in the show, in the season. And then finally, I want to actually design a runway and a show opener so we can really get the full picture. I've got my work cut out for me. I've genuinely never put this much effort into a YouTube project like this, so it's gonna take some time, but we're in it together and I'm really excited to make this happen. So let's go make my 7,000th Pinterest board. I'm not even joking. I hope Pinterest is up because it was down earlier, I'm not gonna lie, but let's just see what they got on here. I don't even know what to search necessarily. I'm just gonna be like, my most recent searches are sending me. You guys would have known if you watched my last video. Shout out. Board name. Oh, we have to think of a name too. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. Oh my God, oh my God. Okay, I actually already thought of a name. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we don't really have to brainstorm because I already have it. But if you guys have better names, comment them below because I'm down to switch it up, you know, a rebrand already. But I was thinking Appel, because Apple, Appel. I feel like you could also just do Apple and keep it synonymous. Is that the right word? Yeah, I think, right? I don't know. So I'm gonna go with Appel. It's close enough and it's like French vibes, you know? I'm pretty sure Appel is actually a word in French. Let me look it up.
Appel, French.
Yeah, it means call, which is literally perfect. Wait, I didn't even think of that. Oh my God. Wait, I'm genuinely being so for real. I thought of that name last night, but I didn't look it up or anything. But call, phone, like Apple is known for the phone. Like, come on. That is perfect. Okay, we're going with Appel, but with an apostrophe because that. So that's what we're gonna name the board to start. Appel creates. Okay, and we have our first save. Yay! I also feel like the packaging and the boxes are a huge part of Apple's design and honestly a huge marketing reason too, because I genuinely think people liked buying Apple products just to unbox them and open them. Me included, honestly. I can't even explain how satisfying it is to open an Apple box for the first time, like actually. So I definitely want to have that vibe with the clothes as well, maybe. I love how the top 4 posts are ads. Do better, Pinterest, come on. This is pretty interesting too, not like the silhouette as much, but the material could definitely be utilized in Appel's clothing. Oh, I'm loving this actually. Like, these are the kind of things that I'm initially drawn to and think of when I'm trying to think of like a futuristic, techie brand, but I'm trying to be a little bit more out of the box with it, if that makes sense. Get it? Out of the box. Oh my God, shut up. Ooh, this is everything. Is that AI though? It's so scary on Pinterest these days, like really, like I cannot tell anymore and it's not okay. I'm liking this, but I also feel like Apple could never. Ooh, I'm thinking like, you know how you like heart a message? That could be cool. That could be really cool. This isn't really screaming Appel to me, honestly. I'm liking that. Is that wisdom? Of course it's wisdom. Oh my God, I love OK Dion. Ooh, I'm getting excited about this, guys, for real. So I'm gonna go through and see if I can find any more inspo pictures and stuff, and then I'll come back and show you my favorite ones. Okay, so I just spent the last 30 minutes going through Pinterest and adding to our Appel board, and I have a lot of images and a lot of inspo, and I'm already getting ideas. Like, I'm so excited to start this. But as I was saving images, I realized I definitely want every model and every look to incorporate the Apple glasses, or what do you call it? The Apple Vision Pros, because I feel like that's something Apple would do. I feel like they would want the products to accentuate the clothes, vice versa. And I also feel like that's kind of their end goal, like, is to have the Vision Pros just be worn at all times. I fear, which I hope that doesn't happen in real life, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna make it happen. What else stood out? This one was interesting, like I said, about like Apple boxes and unboxing. I hate silhouettes like this. I don't really understand it at all. Like, it just looks stupid to me, no shade. Like, I love the actress, I love Tilda, but like, what is going on? I just thought it was funny because it kind of looks like an AirPod, low key. Ooh, and this, I really want to incorporate, like I said, like tech and screens into some of the pieces, and I feel like this would be a really cool way to do it. I'm not gonna steal this like exact design, but definitely using that for sure. So yeah, I feel like I have a pretty solid Pinterest board and just like something to refer back to just in case I need to. So I'm excited about that. But I think it's time to go into phase 2, which is coming up with some of the main designs. All right, so it's the next day, and today I'm going to be working on the logo and our main outfits, the main runway fits, if you will. But first, I just want like the current Apple logo because I'm kind of feeling like we should just go off of that. Like, I don't really want it to be like too much different from the logo that's already established. Like, I feel like we should maintain the Apple of it all and then just maybe kind of change around the letters, obviously. As we know, we've changed Apple to Appel for the clothing line just so it sounds more like French and fancy. So all we really need to do for that is switch around the 2 letters, thank God. So I'm just gonna move L, move that over here, and then move both of those, oopsies, select EL and move them here. Make sure they're all spaced out evenly. Does that look good? I feel like this needs to go down a tad bit. And I do want to add like a little apostrophe over the E, but I was thinking instead of doing an old boring apostrophe, we could use the leaf of the Apple logo. I don't know how big an apostrophe usually is. I feel like that could be good, right? We're gonna stick with that, and now we're going to get into the main part of the video, which is obviously the outfits. So for this first drawing, I was inspired by this skirt that I saw on Pinterest where it almost looked like cracked glass, and I thought that was just like a cool little ode to, you know, a cracked screen or something. I started with the hair and the face, of course, and I wanted everything in this to be very angular and sharp because the skirt is sharp and glass is sharp. So it's kind of like a more minimal and wearable fit than the other ones, but I actually really like how it turned out, and here's what it looks like with color. Then we have another streetwear inspired fit with the Appel logo on the shirt because I wanted the clothes to be a little bit more like ready to wear vibes, if that makes sense, but with like a high fashion flair. So we have this cool metal back plate thing that just adds a little bit of like geometricness into the piece. And then we have a bunch of belts that are actually big Apple watches, basically. This next fit is a lot more artsy than the other ones. It's very organic shaped wise, and I was inspired by this Apple logo with like the black background and the glowing outer rim. So I wanted to create a fit that had a lot of angles and edges that I could add those colors and the glow effect to, which love. So for this final fit, I was trying to figure out what about Apple is really colorful and expressive like that, and I was just scrolling on my phone and I found the photo app icon, what do you call it, logo, and I thought that would be perfect to somehow incorporate into a look. So basically I'm just going to use those kind of shapes and wrap it around her body. So I have a few markings just to show kind of where I should put it, but honestly I'm just gonna wing it, to be honest with you. The shape is like a, I don't even know, like a round, very rounded rectangle, so it's kind of a hard shape to draw. But yeah, honestly this is my favorite part, for real, just coming up with the fit. I just sat here and was watching Modern Family, and then I turned on this like French runway music and it really got me in the mood, for real. Like, I'll add the link if you guys want to listen to it, but that music is good, honestly. Like, I felt like I was like Jean-Paul Gaultier designing one of his iconic pieces or something, literally. Let me just, you know, utilize the fact that I'm using an iPad and just copy it and then just resize and move it over here. So we have that. And then I'll just go over it with another outline after. But this way I have like the shape kind of consistent. Ow, my butt is falling asleep. Ow. The last one will be right here and it'll be huge. That's a good size, I think. Ooh, love. Honestly, I have no idea what materials these would be made out of, but that's not my problem. I'm just here to design. Someone else can figure out the logistics on that. But I am curious, like maybe glass? I don't know, can you wear glass though? Like, I don't know, some kind of plastic or something, but I don't want it to look cheap. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I need to finish my little bar around here so there's no nip slips. We want to be tasteful. It's couture, not whore. All right, I'm really liking how this is turning out. I'm just gonna add a couple more details and then we'll have our 5 looks. Here's the 5 fashion sketches that I drew and came up with. The next thing I want to kind of figure out is the fashion show, because obviously I'm making a big designer brand. There has to be a big iconic fashion show to really set the scene. Like, you know, Appel season 1, spring, summer 2026. I don't even know what season this would be considered. Probably summer, right? I don't know. But anyways, I have a few ideas. My first one was to have like a big, smooth, almost mechanical robot looking white tree, kind of like this material, but like a huge tree. And then on each of the branches, there's an apple, and then the models will walk out from behind the tree or like out of the tree. And then as each model walks, an apple will turn red and then fall off the tree. Maybe, I don't know, that was just my first idea, but then I was kind of thinking that might be a little too much. My second idea, which is a little bit more basic, but I think would be cool and also bring attention back to the clothes, because obviously like that's the main attraction here, would be to make it look like it's in an Apple store almost. But instead of the regular setup, we have one long table that's a little bit lower to the ground than they are usually, but it's that wood color that I feel like is very Apple, you know, like when you think of that color of wood, you think of the Apple store tables. At least I do, I don't know. And then people are obviously sitting on either side of the runway. Like, I'm thinking very classic and simple, but still kind of innovative so that we can, you know, morph the fashion world into the tech world a little bit better. So I think I'm gonna go with the second idea. I do like the first, but maybe that could be like their creative artistic show or like another season or something. Not for the first season, sorry. So when I started working on the main outfits for the show, I had this genius idea, and yes, I'm calling myself a genius. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, let me know. Are you gonna run up? But I had an idea for a dramatic intro to start off the show, and while I kept working on the main outfits, the idea just kept growing and growing. And so for the outfits underneath the box, I wanted them to give like a 90s fashion, vintagey kind of vibe. Something that's like classic and people would actually wear, because I feel like a lot of the clothes and fashion that you see, especially back in the 90s, were like more wearable than they are now. Maybe I'm wrong, but when I was researching on Pinterest, I came across these 2 dresses that Naomi Campbell and Veronica Webb were wearing, and they were from the 1990 Azzadine Alaya show. And then I also found this dress that I thought was cool from the 1997 Versace Fall Winter show. Just, you know, some inspo to jump off of. It doesn't have to be like that, because it's not gonna be like that. But mainly I was just trying to get something that looked a little bit classy, a little bit wearable, but still had some unique shape and elements to it. And I feel like that's exactly what it gave at the end of the day. I love how it turned out. I love the bottom hem and how it lines up with the box and the apple cutout too. Like, come on, come on. Like, it's not just a boring logo on a t-shirt. No, it's a cutout. And maybe it's not practical, but it looks cool. So we're in the room, the lights go off, and then we have 5 spotlights come down from the ceiling and light up the 5 girls standing in a line with boxes on their heads, on their bodies. So everyone's looking around like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are there just girls with their legs out and random white boxes with the Apple logo on it? What the hell? The music starts, it's very, you know, techie and like a little sultry, a little cunty, and the box tops start getting lifted up from like a magical source, like a magnet or something. I don't know the logistics, that's not my job. But they start raising up and the dresses start to be revealed. Everyone goes crazy because they're the new colors, the new colorways of the season. For this one, I went with the iPhone 5C colorways because they're iconic, as I said before. Boom. we have a viral moment, and that starts the show. Like, come on, like literally there's a light bulb ingrained in my brain right now. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I had so much fun creating this. I hope you guys enjoyed the final product. We have our fits, we have the fashion show, we have the logo, we got everything basically. Like, I'm basically a fashion house now. But I had a lot of fun doing it. It definitely challenged me to step out of the box a little bit and like try new things, because usually I'm just drawing from photos and stuff, like not creating like new fashion and stuff like that. So it was interesting for sure. But let me know what brands you want to see me design for next, because I'm down to make this a series. I'm down to make anything a series, honestly, like if you guys like it. So let me know. Thank you for watching. New videos every week.